The moment I stepped into the forest, it whispered secrets to me. Ancient truths carried on the wind, urging me to reconnect with the rhythms of nature. Here, no roads had been carved, no cement had been laid, no wires stretched overhead, no sounds of machines echoed around me. Just the symphony of the wild, the babbling of the nearby stream, the rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze. My soul ached for simplicity, for a life less cluttered by the chaos of modern living. So I decided to venture deeper, drawn by an invisible force towards a hidden clearing bathed in dappled sunlight. There, amidst the emerald embrace of towering trees, I found my sanctuary, and it was here that inspiration struck. I envisioned a kitchen, not just any kitchen, but one that would be a testament to resilience and resourcefulness, an off-grid haven born only from what the jungle could give. With no time to lose, I set about creating this wilderness retreat. My first task was to find the perfect spot, choosing a level area shaded by large trees yet close to the gurgling stream. I knew I had found the ideal place to start my project. Protected from heavy winds and boasting rich, fertile soil, it promised to be a sanctuary of tranquility and abundance. But the most important aspect of my chosen location was the captivating view. Bathed in golden sunlight streaming through the leaves, it felt as though nature itself was blessing the endeavor. I couldn't help but smile, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for this pristine environment that had welcomed me so warmly. As I stood there taking it all in, I noticed an abundance of tall trees surrounding the clearing, their sturdy branches reaching towards the sky. I knew these trees would provide the sturdy backbone for my kitchen, offering strength and stability to the structure. Then my eyes fell upon the nearby stream, its clear waters teeming with freshwater fish. I could already taste their freshness, and knew they would become a delicious addition to my meals in this secluded paradise. The presence of water also meant that I had a reliable source of hydration, ensuring my body would stay refreshed and energized throughout my journey. It was as though the forest itself had conspired to offer everything I needed for my off-grid adventure, and I felt a surge of excitement knowing that I was truly in the right place. With my spot selected, it was time to begin. First step, preparing the ground. Using a sharp stick, I began poking holes in the designated area. One by one, I carefully removed the sticks, creating a series of small divots that would form the foundation of my kitchen. Then, remembering the advice of the wise old man from the village, I gathered clay from the banks of the river. It was there that the soil was rich in minerals and ideal for crafting a sturdy base for my oven. I brought the clay back to my chosen spot and began mixing it with water, creating a thick paste fit for construction. The key, I learned, was to incorporate enough water to make the clay pliable, yet not so much that it became runny or weak. As I kneaded the mixture, I thought about how generations before me had used similar techniques to build their homes and hearths. I felt a sense of continuity, a connection to the past that was both grounding and inspiring. Once the clay was thoroughly mixed, I began laying it out in a circular shape, making sure the edges were slightly raised to retain heat efficiently. Layer by layer, I built up the base of my oven, compacting each layer to ensure its durability. It was slow, painstaking work, but with each stroke, I felt a growing sense of accomplishment. After several hours, the base was complete. Smooth and sturdy, ready to receive the fire that would soon blaze within, my work was far from over. I still had to construct the walls and roof of my kitchen, as well as fashion the tools I would need to cook my meals. Determined to honor the principles of sustainability, I looked around me to see what materials the forest had already provided. My gaze fell upon the numerous bamboo plants growing near the stream, their hollow stems sturdy and resilient. I knew just what to do. Using a sharp knife, I cut down several stalks of bamboo and began carving them into long, flat pieces. These would serve as the roof tiles for my kitchen, providing protection from the elements, while also adding a unique touch to its design. As I worked, I couldn't help but marvel at the versatility of bamboo, a material that could be both strong and flexible depending on the technique. With the roof tiles prepared, it was time to tackle the walls of my kitchen. Gathering fallen branches of various sizes, I started weaving them together, creating a lattice-like structure that would form the basic framework. Each branch was carefully selected for its strength and flexibility. Ensuring that the walls would stand strong against the wind and rain, I secured the branches in place using vines I had collected earlier, tying them together with meticulous precision. As the walls began to take shape, I felt a surge of pride. I was creating a true masterpiece, a kitchen that was not just functional, but also a work of art in harmony with its natural surroundings. To enhance the stability of my kitchen, I decided to add a layer of mud plaster to the walls. Using a mixture of clay and water, I applied a thick coating to the woven branches, smoothing it out to create a solid and weather-resistant surface. The mud not only added extra support, but also helped insulate the kitchen, keeping it cozy during the cooler hours. As I worked, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was part of something much larger than myself. I was connecting with the land, learning to harness its resources to create something truly special. And with each stroke of my tool, I felt a deep sense of fulfillment. My next task was to craft a simple table and shelves to store my supplies and finished dishes. Using sturdy pieces of wood, I created a rough tabletop, then wedged them between two rocks to keep them in place. The table might have been rustic, but it was solid, perfect for preparing meals. I fashioned shelves using smaller branches, weaving them together and securing them to the wall with wooden pegs. Soon, I had a kitchen that not only looked beautiful nestled in the forest, but also offered a practical space to cook and dine. The heart of my kitchen was, of course, the fire pit. I dug a shallow hole in the center of the clay oven, lined it with stones, and filled it with dry leaves and twigs. I struck the first match. I couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. The flames danced merrily, casting flickering shadows on the walls of my makeshift kitchen. I placed a small pot on the fire, watching as the heat from the flames radiated outward, warming the clay and stone around it. As the minutes passed, I felt a deep sense of satisfaction. I was cooking a simple meal, but in a way that our ancestors had known for centuries. There was something truly magical about cooking over an open fire, a connection to the past that transcended time. The air filled with the aroma of my stew, a rich, comforting smell that mingled with the scent of burning wood and the sweet fragrance of the forest. I sat on a nearby log, enjoying the warmth of the fire and the taste of my meal. In that moment, I felt a profound connection to the land, to the earth, and to the generations who had lived this way before me. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the clearing, I knew it was time to tend to my fire. Carefully, I added more fuel to the flames, ensuring they would burn steadily throughout the night. Curled up beside my kitchen, I watched the stars emerge, one by one, in the velvety expanse of the night sky. The gentle crackle of the fire was my only company, and I felt a deep sense of peace settle over me. In that secluded spot, surrounded by the beauty of nature and the warmth of my humble kitchen, I realized that true contentment didn't come from material possessions or societal status, but from a simple, pure connection with the world around me. My off-grid kitchen had become more than just a shelter or a place to cook. It had become a sanctuary, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. And as I drifted off to sleep beneath the starlit sky, I knew that my journey of self-discovery had just begun.